Hey Teeps, you can Snubby here with a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge 5-inch Action Heroes Wave 5. So just to recap, Wave 1 was our initial wave of 5 Rangers. Wave 2 brought along Fury and Vivix. And then Wave 3 brought along the Dino Charge Megazord. Wave 4 brought nothing new. It was supposedly just a repack of the 5 Rangers again. So this is technically Wave 5, but our 4th wave of new figures. And this wave includes the Dino Drive Modes of Red, Black, Blue, Green, and Pink, the Gold Ranger, the Graphite Ranger, and the Ptera Charge Megazord. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Dino Drive Mode is, think along the lines of Samurai's Mega Mode. As we have seen through production pictures, they're only in the cockpit. We haven't seen any that are not in the cockpit of any of the Megazords. So, we don't know the full story behind those yet, but they are indeed appearing in the show, most likely a Megazord cockpit only. Now, Gold obviously is our 6th Ranger, and Graphite, if you've seen Kyoryuger, was Kyoryu Gray. And we now name him Graphite because I guess Gray Ranger is too boring or something like that. And then the Ptera Charge Megazord is obviously the Gold Ranger's main Megazord. These were found at my local Walmart, but apparently they are popping up at Toys R Us for anywhere between $8.99 to $9.99, depending on where you pick them up and what store and what location, because that's the thing for Toys R Us. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at these one by one, starting with the Dino Drive Red Ranger. And so here we go with the Dino Drive Red Ranger. So Dino Drive is basically just the normal Ranger, but with an extra shoulder pad and some cool armor designed after the Dino Charger that they wield, or sort of anyway. They got the little symbol right there, but everything else is just a yellow charger on their chest. So really that's it. The eyeball there changed to yellow from red. That's a difference too, I suppose. But other than that, you're looking at pretty much the exact same figure. Included with these are clear versions of the Dino Saber and the Dino Charge Morpher. So nothing new or exciting, but there are clear versions to differentiate from your normal Rangers. And I guess it's a little something cool for collectors of the line to have some different weapons to add a little bit of variety, I suppose. But yeah, overall, I like these designs. It adds a little bit of flair. I always like armor on my Rangers for whatever reason. That's why I usually prefer the 6 Rangers, because they usually have a little bit more armor than the normal Rangers do. But I don't know. It's simple, and I dig it for what it's worth. I stuttered there, but that's fine. So the figure itself is exactly the same as the normal one, just with a new body. This is the only comparison I'm going to do, just because they're all pretty much the same in comparison. So basically just a new middle portion of the body right here. Everything else is exactly the same. So nothing really super crazy new, but enough to kind of warrant a purchase, I think. But yeah, overall I do like these. And just like with this shoulder pad, both are fully raisable. So there's no hindrance in articulation whatsoever. You do have pin swivel right here for a full range of motion. A single joint at the elbow, a swivel at the glove cuff. No waist articulation or anything like that, but you do have a swivel joint right there at the hip, a single joint at the knee, and a swivel at the boot. So, pretty simple articulation, but enough to certainly get the job done at its fairly affordable price point. So, all in all, at the end of the day, I do really dig the Dino Drive outfits. And here is the Dino Drive Black Ranger. Pretty much the same as the normal Black Ranger. Except you have the Parasaur Dino Charger right there with a yellow interior. Just like all the other ones, they're all going to have a yellow interior in this wave. I think Gold is going to have a blue interior on his. So like the other ones, he comes with Dino Charge Morpher and Dino Saber in the clear variety. And really is nothing super special. But again, still really neat looking. And here is Coda, Dino Drive Blue Ranger. Got the little Stegosaurus logo right down there, and a Dino Charge Morpher and a Dino Saber, which I'm trying to take out of his hand. He won't let go. He's listening to Troy. Don't let go of your weapons. That's what real Rangers do. He's really not letting go. There we go. Finally forced it from his hand. I really like Coda. He's amazing. Moving along to green, you got the Velociraptor logo right there, looking pretty sharp. And maybe a smidge different green than the other one. He looks very minty to me. He looks very minty green. I don't know. I didn't grab my Green Ranger to check. But I'll check later. He looks really minty. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really craving a mint. That might be it. But still cool, even if there's a bit of a shade difference. And to look at something a little bit new, at least a little bit new, the Dino Drive Pink Ranger. The Dino Drive obviously is much thinner on her than it is on the other Rangers due to the female body mold. Still not a huge fan of the female action hero mold. If they found a way to enhance posability with the skirt, I think I'd be happy. The proportions are a little bit wonky, but considering that she has armor, the weird sort of boob sculpt that they give the action heroes of the female variety is all covered up. But you do have a little miniature Dino Drive armor on there with the tiny, tiny Triceratops logo right there. So, nothing huge, or nothing hugely different, rather. In fact, everything is much smaller. It's much smaller different. But again, if they found a way to enhance posability with the skirt, I would love them forever. Really, I would be fine with just making the skirt a molded part of their legs and giving that the articulation, because as much as I am for like accuracy and stuff, I want to be able to pose my freaking figure, and I can't with these, and it's a little bit of a bother. But they pulled off the look pretty good on this mold. Again, I just always have a problem with the female action hero mold. So moving along to someone completely new, we have Dino Charge Gold, our 6th Ranger for the show, who will be debuting as soon as the show airs back in August 29th, the day of reckoning. I'm really looking forward to it, I really am. More so than any other season, I'm really super looking forward to the return of Dino Charge. But I like this figure a lot. I mean, it's no figure art or anything like that, but it gets the job done and it looks pretty cool. I do have a couple complaints. I'm not big on the color of his arms. They come across as this weird brown. And I'm not super big on that, unless it's actually accurate and I'm just stupid. Then I'm okay with it, I guess. The gold used is not bad. It's not bad at all, really. It has a nice shine to it without actually being gold paint. So I don't know how they pulled that off, but they pulled it off fairly well. So I approve of that. You got the Pteranodon logo right there, and a nice silver lightning-esque design going on there. On the back here, you do have his little wings that are on his suit that get big and allow him to fly. That is the thing that he can do. Unfortunately, his shoulder pads are different in the fact that it is a molded armor piece. So you do have a little bit of hindrance in articulation going like that. Fortunately, the way the arm is designed, you can actually still get a nice over-the-head slashing pose without having to worry about that shoulder pad area. My only other gripe is that the Ptera Charge Morpher? Tera Gold Morpher? Tera Morpher? I don't know. I forgot what it was called. His changer thing, the Gabutari changer in Kyoryuger, doesn't peg in. It just kind of grips and then like slightly friction clips over his arm, but as you can see, it's not very stable at all. I'm probably going to end up putting a dab of glue on there since he rotates at the cuff instead of the hand. That doesn't actually need to ever come out or turn, because this Ranger is never without that on his arm. So I'm probably just going to put a dab of glue there. The Xander Thunder, as it's called in the Kyoryuger, the Tera Saber, I think is the term for Dino Charge, is right here. No words or anything, but it does look pretty neat, I suppose. I would have liked to cast in blue, since it's a blue sword, but it's not even cast in silver. I think that's painted silver. No, it's not. That's cast in like a light gray plastic. So never mind. But I would have liked that to be cast in blue, to be a little bit more accurate, just like the Dino Charge Morpher being cast in yellow. But same thing with this, actually. Both would have been nice to have in blue, but oh well. But regardless of the weapon quality, still a really nice figure of the Dino Charge Gold Ranger. Next up is the Graphite Ranger, known as Kyoryu Gray in Kyoryuger. But again, name changed, I guess, because graphite sounds cooler than gray. Everyone loves pencils, right? Unfortunately, he does come with a Dino Charge Morpher and a Dino Saber, which is great because Kyoryu Gray never used any of these two in the Sentai footage, so I don't know if they're going to give him these in the US footage, since I'm sure we're probably going to get a lot of US footage of him. So it's nice that they're included. Unfortunately, they're the clear ones. I would have liked his to be solid, like all of the other main Rangers, and then if he gets a Dino Drive figure, give him the clear ones. So that is a little bit of a disappointment. I don't have any extras to give him either, so I'm not sure how I'm going to pose him. I'll probably just pose him without any weapons on my shelf. But it is really great. We did not get a figure of Kyoryu Gray in the Figure Arts line, or any line in Japan, outside of, I think, a vinyl candy toy line. They're like this big. So it is nice to have a posable action figure of Kyoryu Gray, Dino Charge Graphite. That is great. Got nice copper in here with the Pachycephalosaurus, I think is the name, the Pachysord, right there with the silver stripes instead of, I don't have anyone normal. Oh, no, yeah, I do. I got red as I bumped the camera. I apologize for that. I got red here. So as you can see, he's a little bit different. And that is because he was a Spirit Ranger in Kyoryuger. But that's obviously not the case here for us. He's just different because he wants to be different. But it's a nice rendition of the Ranger. They actually were able to pull off the difference in the arm and the suit quite well on these. I think it's the same arm color as black, honestly. But nice head sculpt. Nice accurate colors to the suit in the show. So all in all, they did a great job on this. And I'm super glad to have a figure of this guy finally at long last. After sitting through both Kyoryuger and the start of Dino Charge, we finally have a figure. For those wondering, Aqua, the Kyoryu Cyan, is not being used in Dino Charge. It's being pushed to Supercharge, their next season for 2016. So it'll be a little bit before we get a figure of the Aqua Ranger. So just kind of hang tight and he'll get his buddy soon. And finally, to wrap things up, we have the Ptera Charge Megazord. Now, if you remember from my Dino Charge Megazord figure review, I'm a huge fan of these. I love the little action figure Megazords. I wish we got more of them. But thankfully, we did get the Ptera Charge Megazord, along with the Dino Charge Megazord, so they can hang out, they can fight each other, they can fight all the monsters we're supposedly getting in this line. So that'll be neat as well. Actually, I kind of like the fact that we're going to have a monster line that is compatible to fight both Megazords and Rangers, depending on how you want to display them. So that is kind of cool. I dig that quite a bit. But I like this figure a lot. There are missing paint details, obviously. The Megazords are quite a bit more busier than the Rangers are usually. So I understand that. A little bit more paint would have been nice, but all in all, the sculpt is good enough. There's like all this sculpting detail in this figure to where if you wanted to paint it yourself, you're more than welcome to. All the detail is open for you. You do have a little bit of a swivel on the arm right there with the claw, so it is more accurate to the show than our actual Ptera Charge Megazord is. The Pteranodon head does not move at all, nor does this, but the Megazord head does rotate a complete 360 degrees. I don't even know what to call this. I think it's just a swivel system that's more or less just attached to a ball. A ball swivel joint thing. I don't know joint names well. But we have that going on up here for the shoulder articulation, and that works quite well. You do have a single joint at the elbow, and then a pin swivel right there on the hips, and a single joint at the knee, and a little bit of action down here on the foot that is connected via a ball joint. So you can move that all sorts of different ways. So yeah, I really like this figure. You do have the fold-out blades, which is definitely a nice touch, since he doesn't have any other weapons in the show. Our Dino Charge toy gave him some more weapons, but this figure does not represent that. So you get the cool little blades on the arms, and just some pretty good posability. I really dig this Megazord design quite a bit in the first place, and so having a little posable toy of it is definitely really cool, and the proportions match well with the Dino Charge Megazord release, so that's pretty neat as well. So overall, this wave actually has quite a bit for everybody. For the completist, you got a nice rounded collection of figures. You got 1 new normal Ranger, a 6th Ranger, a Megazord, 5 new modes for existing Rangers, and you can kind of pluck apart pieces from there. For the Megazord fans, you have a new figure in this wave. For people who are just collecting the core Rangers, you have 2 new figures in this wave. And if you're just a huge fan of the Dino Drive modes, you got 5 more figures to pick up. So it's quite a big wave, a little bit expensive to get all in one go if you do manage to find them all in one go. But this wave's just really cool, and it's refreshing to have a full wave that is new after having like the 3 other waves of just like, oh, 2 new figures and 1 new figure. It's refreshing to go into a store and find like an entire shelf full of new molds and new Rangers to buy. So that is really cool. No word yet on when we're getting those monsters, but those should be the next wave. At least I would think so, because we're running out of things to release for the normal Dino Charge line. So we should be getting some monsters pretty soon before moving on to Supercharge at the end of the year. I'm looking forward to seeing what more they pump out. I really do like the Dino Drive modes. I think they're original and pretty cool looking in my opinion. So it's nice to have figures of those. And of course, getting Graphite and Gold is really great as well. And the Ptera Charge Megazord is a nice little figure too, especially if you picked up the Dino Charge Megazord. They look absolutely great together. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.